Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, welcome back with me again, Raihan, in this occasion. And like the previous videos, I have discussed about phonological rules, like insertion, assimilation, deletion, and similitude. And in today's occasion, we will discuss more about that, but in a different way. Why I said this in a different way, because I would like to try an analysis of video from YouTube that I found, and try to analyze about the phonological rules that occurs on that video. And this video will be related with coronavirus, which has been a pandemic and been announced as pandemic by World Health Organization, because it already spread around the world, and all the countries in the world remains locked down and also remain their physical distancing. And therefore, I hope that by also giving this video, also giving a wider information, increase our knowledge about these viruses, so we can protect ourselves, protect our family about to avoid these viruses to infect us. And this video is about a newscaster who bring the news of the improvement of vaccine of coronavirus, and then with the caster speaking in English and delivering their news, I would like to have the phonological rules to be observed. And I hope that by watching this video, I hope that you guys can understand and also have the wider knowledge about the COVID-19 nowadays. And I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, before we go to the video, I would like to review the last presentation of phonological rules. What is phonological rules? Phonological rules is a way to pronounce or make speech sound from pattern to deliver a quiet understanding to the listener. It means that these phonological rules occur to make a speech sound so that people or person can have a particular word that can be understood by the listener. And there are 4 phonological rules that we will have to discuss, and also we have discussed it in the previous material. The first is assimilation, where assimilation is a phonological rules that is combining 2 syllables of sound, that the first syllable sound will sound different following the second syllable sound. And the second is insertion. Insertion is a phonological rules that by inserting a speech sound to a word or to a word, so it has more way to pronounce it. And the third is deletion. Deletion is when we are trying to remove or delete one of phonological speech, and then it becomes different from the ordinary of speech sound. And then the last but not least is similitude. It is 2 phonemes that closely resemble for each others. And that is a small review about the phonological rules. And now let's go to the video.
The first human trials in Europe of a coronavirus vaccine has begun in Oxford in what is a highly significant moment. This afternoon, 2 volunteers, both scientists, were injected. They're the first of more than 800 adults aged between 18 and 55 who've been recruited for the study. Half the group will receive the COVID-19 vaccine and half will get a control vaccine which protects against meningitis. The results won't be known for months. Already more than 186,000 people have died because of coronavirus worldwide. In the last 24 hours, 616 more deaths were recorded in hospitals across the UK. It brings the official UK death toll to 18,738, but that does not include deaths in care homes or in the community in England and Northern Ireland. Here's our medical correspondent, Fergus Watt.
Okay, now we can see on the and hear on the first 1 minute of the video that there are a bunch of pronunciation which has some particular phonological rules. The first is, let's say, trials, which is deletion. Why it is deletion? Because the trials here, when we're pronounced in really normal way, we pronounce it trials. But when we are hearing the new speaker, she only said trials. So the I sound is deleted. That's why it's called as deletion. And then the second is highly. Highly is assimilation. When we are pronounce it in a normal way of pronunciation, we pronounce it highly. But in this newscaster way, she pronounced it highly. The L sound is also be pronounced like it combines with the high with this first level end of the first level, so it pronounced highly like that. And then the third is months. When we are trying to pronounce it normally, it will be sound like months, like there are a t with h sound in the back of the syllable, months. But in this pronunciation, they pronounce it months, like the h sound is deleted. That's why months here is a deletion. And then, well, this is a quite often, because it is how the pronunciation. It is hours. As we know that hours, if we're spelling it, it's spelled like HOURS. But when we pronounce it, it is become hours. So the H alphabet is not being pronounced as well as it always being pronounced. This is called as similitude phonological rules, because it is one of varieties of similitude, because the H sound here became different from its ordinary pronunciation. They become hours, not hours. And then the second, this last but not least, is island. It is become deletion, because when we are saying on the alphabetics, in the first syllable there are s the end of it, but it becomes island because we delete the source of the sound of s in the last syllable of the first syllable. Let's continue to our next analysis.
738, but that does not include deaths in care homes or in the community in England and Northern Ireland. Here's our medical correspondent, Fergus Wash.
This could change everything. A vaccine against coronavirus, a way out for all of us.
Okay, so I need a scratch.
The first volunteer to receive it was Elisa Granato, a microbiologist. She's 32 today.
I'm a scientist, so of course I want to try and support science, the scientific process, whenever I can. And since I don't study viruses, I felt a bit useless these days, so I felt like this is a very easy way for me to support the cause. Yeah, that's why I'm here, and I'm excited.
Half those on the trial will get the coronavirus vaccine, half a different jab. The volunteers don't know which one they've received.
I'm just basically going to sit here and incubate this thing and hopefully provide some good follow-up data, and then we'll see, and hopefully it works.
What would normally take years has been done in 3 months by scientists at Oxford University. Around 80 groups worldwide are developing coronavirus vaccines. A few others in the US and China have also started human trials. There's no guarantee any of them will succeed.
Personally, I'm very optimistic it's going to work. Formally, we are testing it in an efficacy study. There's absolutely no suggestion.
So, let's begin to our next analysis. In the second part of this video, we will hear about 4 pronunciations rules or phonological rules. The first is follow up the data. This is assimilation. It is pronounced in original follow up the data, but in this pronunciation of the speaker, they said as follow up the data. So the second syllable of follow is didn't pronounce it, but it is combined with the the second word, which is up. So the pronunciation become follow up data. And the second is all the university. This is a deletion. Deletion is occur in the word the, where the speaker said the without the pronunciation of the he. So they only pronounce it like t. So it pronounced it in the video is Alter University. So it is a deletion. It deletes the he alphabets that will be pronounced as normal as the, but in this case it pronounced as the. Alter University, like that. And the third is, and as well as the fourth and last, it is about I am. I am here is as a deletion because the sound is delete, so it pronounces it as I'm. It is pronounced I'm excited, and then I am very. So the two words here is having a phonological rules, which is deletion. It deletes the sound of the I am, became I'm excited and I'm very well.
We're going to start using this vaccine in a wider population before we've demonstrated that it actually works and stops getting people infected with coronavirus.
So how does the vaccine work? Scientists have taken the genes for the spike protein on the surface of coronavirus and put them into a harmless virus. This forms the vaccine. After it's injected, the vaccine enters cells which start to produce the coronavirus spike protein. This prompts the immune system to produce antibodies and activate killer T cells, which should recognize the coronavirus in future and destroy it, preventing infection. The scientists will only know how effective the vaccine is if lots of volunteers are exposed to coronavirus.
Well, at this moment, we're chasing the end.
Then, in this part 3, we will hear more about phonological rules. The first is, in the sentence or phrase, how is this vaccine works? This sentence, it has a phonological rules in the way they pronounce how is. How is use the phonological rules of assimilation, where how and is, it is combined. The syllable are combined, so the w sound here are not pronounced as well as their original how, but it is pronounced as house. So the is combined by with the word how, so it become house. So it pronounced it as house. This vaccine works. The second is killer. Killer here is having a phonological rules, which is deletion. Why it is deletion? Because they eradicate r sound of the back of the syllable, of the last syllable. So when it's normally pronounced killer, but they pronounce it killer, killer. So you can hear that the r sound didn't be pronounced in the back of the second syllable. That is deletion. And the second is wider. In the word, in the phrase of wider population. It is called as deletion because that wider here, if we pronounce it normally, it will pronounce it as wider. The r sound is being pronounced. It's same as the first as the killer word. Wider here is deletion, and it deletes the last r sound of the last syllable of wider, so it pronounces as wider. So for the complete phrase, it pronounced as wider population, wider population. So it pronounced like that. So it becomes a deletion of phonological rules. Well, phonological rules also occurs with the use of accent of people from the nation. We know that British accent and American accent, also Singapore and Australia accent, is different from one another. As a British accent in this video, which is recorded in UK, it is different because most of people in UK are eradicating the word R to be not pronounced in if it is in the last of their words. Like for example, ruler. If in American it's called as ruler, but in the British it called as roller. Also like writer, if an Americans called it as writer, we as British are called it writer. So the r sound they didn't pronounce it. A lot of example is regarding to the how the pronunciation of the British, and you can see and search it in the dictionary or perhaps in the YouTube or any video that related to the pronunciation of British and the differentiation with American. So that was my last 3-part of video analysis of phonological rules. I hope it brings quite understanding to you guys all, and I hope it brings also another knowledge of us about these viruses and how we know the information of these viruses become developing the vaccine, and we hope that everything will get well as soon as possible, and so that we can do our activities as well as before this virus came. And then I hope that everyone who heard this video will be all in a good and healthy well, so we can do all our activities even though it is in a home in a great and comfort situation and so on. I hope this video is understandable and give our benefits, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.